back to the Mindset Podcast. This is your host, Alex Muir, helping you flex your mind, body, and soul. We're doing a bit of a different format today. I haven't done a podcast in a while, and we're inviting back live with me, live on location, Anthony Rivest. Anthony is fellow Canadian as well. He's from Montreal in Quebec, in Canada, and he actually was in Tbilisi, Georgia. Again, it's in Europe, and then he came back again to Canada. So welcome back, Anthony. Happy to have you
Yeah,
on the Mindset Podcast again, and we got a lot to talk about. You've had quite the evolution, and again, you've helped me focus on finding my innermost self, and I know my audience loves that as well. Like
yeah,
helping people want to know, like how can I be my most authentic self? Um, because society wants us to be a certain way, and our intuition tells us different.
yeah.
So yeah, happy to have you back on the Mindset Podcast, Anthony, and
Thank
I'm
you.
loving doing this format. So
Yeah,
2:15 p.m. Pacific, and let's dive right in. Welcome
great. Well,
back, my
thank you
friend.
so much for your invitation. It's always a pleasure to speak with people who have a similar mindset. And since we've known each other, I know it was always like the good vibe and deep conversations. And I think it's something that we would benefit to have more in societies, like not only quick pleasure of like consuming content, but like what can you actually, if you consume something, can it be something that will elevate your mind, your spirit, and feel better about yourself from this call, from this conversation. So I never like to have like expectations on the calls because I know like whatever is meant to be shared will be shared, and those who are meant to listen will listen. So I have this intention that those messages are timeless, and whatever you find it today or in a year from now or more, it doesn't matter. So you mentioned, yes, my reality of like being from Canada, but having family ties to the country of Georgia, not Georgia in the States. So my wife is Georgian, my daughter is half Georgian, half Canadian, and I spent 6 years from 2018 to 2024. I was in Georgia. I came back to Canada last year for a year and a half, went back for 2 months, came back. So it's pretty much like one of my affirmations is like I'm a global citizen. And I like to repeat this every single day to not be stuck in only one culture, one ways of doing. And I would say that when I moved there for the first time, there was a cultural shock, and I was not maybe used to having a country so linked to religion. So over there, it's Orthodox Christianity,
Yeah.
and in Quebec, people are Catholic, but it's not really important. Like the church is not really strong. Most people just they go to church maybe once a year for Christmas, if even that's one thing. But over there, it's like it's very important. And one of the things that helped me the most when I arrived in this country is just to be me. Like as cliche as it might sound, like I didn't know any. So over there, it's speaking Georgian. Russian is they can speak it, most of them, but they don't really like to speak Russian because of some history. But I came to the country and I could not speak the language. So how could I be accepted in my wife's family with my in-laws? I had to be very genuine and I had to be living from the heart and like showing up every day. And when I speak with them, when I meet them, just to show that I truly care. And I was ready to marry this girl, and she became my wife, but at the time she was not, right? So, but to give you like a little background on that, why Georgia, how did it enter my life? It was actually because I was able to listen to my intuition, to my um, psychic abilities. And when I say psychic abilities, I think sometimes people make it sound like it has to be some kind of magical, crazy things like, oh, he's a prophet, he sees in the future. No, everybody has access to this intuition. If you truly tap in, and sometimes people just don't know how to do it, but we all have access to this infinite intelligence, this divine, this field, the quantum field is accessible to you. So to go back to that story, that was maybe yes, spring 2018, and I received a vision. I was half asleep. It was a morning. Uh, in my bedroom, and I saw that I would marry this girl. I'm like, well, that's a bit early. Like I just met her, and like, but I had a vision of me being in a specific church in Georgia with this woman, with my families there. So, and I was very moved by that, and like this is not just random visualization or fantasy. And not long after that, I also got the message in the meditation. I remember writing on paper, Anthony, only buy a one-way ticket. You will not need a ticket to come back home. Like
Wow.
that's pretty ballsy too. So that's what I did. I just took a one-way ticket with two suitcases, a few hundred bucks, and I just moved to a different continent, different country, different culture. Could not speak a word of the language. I had nothing to my name. I just like I'm gonna go and marry this girl, and that's what I did. That's pretty
Wow.
much what I did. I proposed after 6 months. We got married after 1 year. Um, she became mother of my first child in 2021. We bought a condominium over there back then. So, like, why I'm sharing all of this, guys, like, whoever is listening, sometimes in life you will feel a call to go do something new, exciting, crazy. But if you don't give yourself the permission to even try, to even give it the life juice that it requires to be alive, then who's gonna do it for you? Nobody. I'm telling you. You can as easily just stay comfortable in whatever job you have, school you're in right now, house you're in, relationship you're in, whatever is comfortable and safe. I'm not saying you should be unsafe and just be reckless, and we can maybe speak about that part of my journey a bit later, because I've been also sometimes a bit reckless. Like, well, maybe it was not the best, like without any safety net, but we learn from that too, right? But overall, if you know how to follow this inner voice, if you can quiet the distractions from everything around you, all people who tell you how you should live your life or how society wants you to be, teachers, preachers, different channels. Look, this is a YouTube channel. Yes, we're sharing something, we're sharing a message. But I really hope and trust that people who listen, they have a way to recognize like what is true for them. I will never force you to accept what I'm saying as truth for you. Experiment for yourself. Try and see if it works. Maybe I said one sentence that stick with you, and that's all you needed for today. And maybe you want to log off right now. Like, hey, he gave me an idea. I should go and implement right now that. Sometimes people get stuck in just like they think they need more videos, but actually, like whatever we're sharing today is something that they already know deep inside that it's there for them to wake up to something else, right? Otherwise, why would you be called to watch some content about personal development, human behavior, psychology, physical fitness, all that you want to improve yourself, right?
Yeah,
But it's not
and that's
about
and
like,
that's what this
yeah,
channel's all about. And I'm just checking the chat there. We just have a viewer, Calvin. He was on watching one of my, I think, my meditation earlier today. And Calvin, welcome to live. Thanks for tuning in. I remember you, and hopefully you're enjoying the live so far. We're doing a different format. Again, because me and Anthony, my former podcast guest, were both very congruent with our brands, with our vision, mind, body, and soul optimization and spirit. So I really appreciate being here, Kevin, and thanks for the comments. I'm going to be
thank you.
watching the chat. I'm going to be watching all the comments as they come in. So if you do have any questions for me and Anthony as we're going live and as we're going through everything, don't hesitate to ask. Again, keep it professional. I'll be monitoring the chat. So if there's any trolling or anything like that, it will be removed. So go on, continue, Anthony.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty. I lost the train of thoughts, but that's okay. Just to come back is like when you say yes to bigger things in life, when you say yes to what feels true in your heart at any given moment, right? You can have ideas, you can have plans like, oh, I think it will be this way, but actually you're meant for so much even bigger and greater than you can imagine. But you really that will not come just from logically thinking about your life. How you think it will not be how you think. it can get in the direction of where you want to be. Like think about our first chat in 2023, and now like how much life has changed since then, right? But here we are now, we're more aligned than ever. I feel like now this friendship and partnership has even more potential because we had to go through our own journey on each side of the world and like figure out life and just go through the motions and meet new people. And but that's perfect. That's amazing. But when the time is right and we reconnect, and people who are on this call who feel called to spend more time with us and in any different ways, like we're gonna have some events in Canada and different countries. I want to do retreats. I want to do events, workshops where people are invited to be truly who they are and like open up and be ready to receive the magic of life. When you're ready to receive, it comes to you. When you block it, when you have all these excuses, you can get stuck for a long time.
No, I totally agree. And it's perfect time with this conversation because I'm doing a manifest your dream life kind of mini series as YouTube shorts.
Hmm.
And it's really resonating with my audience because I'm a firm believer in universal intelligence. I'm a firm believer in the energy that we put out is the energy that we get back. So if we do have any energy blockages or anything like that, negative self-talk, all those little things, they add up and to either push it, propel us forward, or keep us stuck. And a lot of people have a hard time with that, and that's why a big part of my channel and a big part of my growth with my channel is helping people improve their psychology in different ways, their personal psychology. Everyone sometimes needs a mindset shift, and like with having all like with people that have tuned into all my previous podcast episodes, and now trying this new format with live, I think it's going to be really helpful for people because then they get to hear in the moment, hey, what's working for Alex and Anthony right now, or what changes have we made from the learnings and the growth that we've gone through from our previous failures, right? Or maybe just some setbacks that we've gone through, like that we were had a setback, and what propelled us forward. What was the mental shift? That's what people need help with. That's what people need help navigating through.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you bringing that up, man, because yeah, like since our last conversation, again, a lot's changed, and a lot's changed how I approach things. And but the difference from then to now is clarity, simplicity. Things are
Hmm.
getting more and more refined and less muddled and um, less obscure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes the different chapters of our life, they will not be like the outcome will not be how we thought, but it doesn't mean that it's less valuable. It's just like, for example, my past business, I was sure that this was the thing. It will be exactly like this is my purpose. I'm meant for this. It's gonna grow fast, and it didn't turn out to be the way I wanted. But it doesn't take away the bigger and deeper vision that I have of what I want for the world and community. Just sometimes it's a question of can you um, can you represent who you are in different relationships and different partnerships? Can you stand for yourself? Are you a good negotiator? Um, can you say what you want and actually get it? Or maybe you sacrifice your own needs to please others. And I can speak about this a bit more in a sense. I know your audience maybe is on the younger side these days, but as a father, often I had to go through moments where I was putting my wife and my daughter before my own needs. Like I'm gonna use this money for them and nothing for myself. And I did this for many years. And eventually I'm like, well, if I don't take care of myself, then I don't take care of them either. Right? It's like I always like to give this analogy. Like imagine you have your iPhone and you have 10% battery left, and you're in a situation where a few people need to make an urgent phone call, like it's a dangerous situation or something, and you give your phone to everybody else, and then it's time for you to make your phone call, and the phone dies on you.
And it's at
How
zero.
bad is that, right? Well, that's actually like that's your energy.
Yeah.
That can be your literally your
Yeah.
life. Like when you run on empty tank all the time, and that's from for any age. If you're a student right now and you're in school, and you have all this homework, and all these projects and part-time job, and your parents want this, and you're drained. Like, well, how can you expect to give the best if you don't rejuvenate, recoup, take care of yourself? And for me, an example, like if I have time in nature, walks, yoga, breath work, meditation, gratitude, like those simple, free things in life. Like literally, you just like sunshine, like those things that are very easy to do are also easy not to do. If you say, I don't need this. This is for girls or whatever. Like, okay, I'm 34. I have my share of experience. Like since I'm a teenager, like I've tried so many things, guys, so many things, and I searched what's my path. Sometimes it was a bit more like long term career or a job. Sometimes it was very short term, and like even if it's a short term gig, I was still able to get some wisdom and value. So, oh, so why did I do this? Why I went into this venture and it didn't turn out to be successful? Hmm, because I was just doing it for the money and there was no passion in it. There was no soul. So of course it failed, right? At the first few obstacles, then like I don't want to do that. Why like these hard clients or whatever? But when you truly get more refined on what you're here to do on Earth, and I'm not expecting that everybody on this call will find this instantly like at 15 years old, 13, 18, 20. It can take some time. It can be fast too. It can be both, but that is your path. I cannot say for you. For me, it was a bit longer. There's nothing wrong with that, but just if you think you will only do one thing and then that's the thing, well, see for yourself. See for yourself. And if you feel terrible after 4 years of university, ask yourself, is that really what I want to do? Most likely it's not. So I don't know about your remind me maybe your background to get now to more like personal trainer. Like also you had also some kind of challenges to get to like, oh, that's what I want next.
Yeah. So so like what happened for me was like kind of like a work thing, and family stuff. Like my father-in-law's got cancer, and that helped again reshape my perspective. Hey, Kiji, welcome to live. Thanks for tuning in. Um, and so that kind of reframed my perspective, and something that happened at work too. There was a little bit of restructuring going on, and then the previous role that I was in, that was the role that I'm in now is still sales oriented, but the previous role was much more like entrepreneurial, like you're on
Yeah.
your own, you get no guidance kind of thing. And fortunately, I wanted it to work, but I was like a square peg in a round hole. And I still feel like that right now. But the thing that changed for me is I just decided. I was like, you know what? Um, it doesn't feel right. And you'll know when it doesn't feel right. And what felt right, what's always felt right is fitness, like helping people. People always come to me for fitness. They've always, because that's what you got to think about. Is like, okay, well, what am I good at? What am I passionate about? And where do those things intersect? And for me, it's just become a lot more abundantly clear that I need to train people. I need to coach people. Like that's kind of like my aura, my realm of like I thrive in that. I feel like I love being a mentor to people. I love like empowering people. And if I'm to put my whole brand and my whole vision into one word, it's empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
I actually asked the AI this too, like ChatGPT and like all of them, and they all said the same thing. They said your aura, your energy, your vision. And I'm like, if you were to put everything that I've told you this entire time into one word, what would that word be? Based on my mind, body, soul, right? Optimization, vision, like brand, and they said
Mm-hmm.
empowerment. And
Mm.
that really is at the end of the day what I'm trying to do. Every
Yeah.
live I put out, every short I put out, every connection I make, I'm trying to empower the individual, and in turn, I'm trying to have the person that I interact with also help empower myself and others. It's super powerful,
Yeah.
because everyone um, want to be better. They want to improve, They might not want to improve right away, but eventually they get to a point where like, hey, I need to make some changes, because if I don't make any changes, nothing changes.
There you go. Simple as that. Yeah. Hmm.
Oh,
And
oh, another person alive there. My phone gets low at night. Yeah, mine's at 17%, and I'm still able to do this live. It's because the lives drain the battery so much. So I have it on the charger right now as we speak. It's on a wireless charger, but of course it's gonna take a lot longer because yeah, we're all in the same boat there. Ha ha. Yeah. Can you see people stream as well, Anthony, as a
I
guest?
can see messages, but I don't see any if there's any other camera on, or just I see just the chat.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I can
Yeah.
see, because yeah, we got 4 viewers right now in the chat. These are like some of my regular viewers, which is awesome. So you can see people like in the chat and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
Cool.
have the chat
Right on.
down. Like I have our two cameras, and I have people writing under it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you got the same view as me. All right. Right on. I wasn't sure. Right on. Right on. That's awesome. But yeah, going back to that, um, our last conversation, our last call that we had, that was super empowering. And then like you meditate, and a big part of my channel now is every morning. I don't like training in the morning. I like training in the afternoon or lunchtime for weights. What I've been doing lately is I do meditations first thing in the morning every single day, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. You're big into meditation as well. Do you feel like that's enhanced your focus over the last, I'd say, 6 to 12 months, or maybe even 12 to 18 months? And
So
it's brought you more clarity.
I cannot say enough, like for anybody who's watching today and in the future, if people think meditation is just like to be calm, like they severely underestimate the power of mindfulness, of stillness, of being present. And to be honest, like every time I was in a very challenging situation, if instead of running like a chicken without a head everywhere, just like, oh my God, what I should do? It's like, come back to here, like feel where you are, feel who, like in your body. All right, close your eyes. You can also have your eyes open. Sometimes I just like, I will look at the tree. For example, now there's a squirrel in front of in my window. He's moving. I could just watch something and be so still. And I have a specific example. I can share that with you guys. Last summer, I had a panic attack. I was drinking way too much caffeine. I was overstressed, and one morning I had an argument with my wife, and my heart was not coming back to normal state. I drove the car, went to my daughter's school, came back, but just the heart rate was so high. I'm like, this is scary. This is dangerous. I don't like it. So I called the paramedics, the ambulance, and the time it because it was not like it was not a heart attack. I knew that, but it felt like it. The time it took for them to come to me, I had time like 25 minutes to chill out, right? So I just start to look at the tree outside and I just calm myself the F down naturally without any medication, just like, you are okay, all is well. It's always just one thing at a time. When things seem so overwhelming, when you feel like your problems are huge, you make them huge. I'm not saying you should disregard reality and like if somebody has a very difficult situation or maybe you face the death of somebody you love, like whatever is your situation, I'm not saying to ignore and just put your head in the sand. But instead of pressing on yourself and say you're unable to do that or like you're a piece of garbage, like wait a second, drop all these stories, all these labels, all these loops. It doesn't matter. I just drop, and I did this earlier today. Just a letting go meditation, let go and surrender. Like, I feel I'm too attached to X Y Z. Like for that person to answer me, for that outcome to happen. I'm like, I'm gonna drop all of this right here, right now, and I did it. After 20 minutes, I was like, I feel magnificent. I feel amazing. I felt more at one at peace with everything around me instead of like judging my reality like, oh, this is not okay, this is not right. Like, who said it's not okay? If you're part of the universe of all that is, and you this is your reality and you observe it, how can you know that it's not exactly the best thing for you right now? If you drop the judgment, if you truly, if you are just aware, you can, like, I can give you a good exercise for people who are here. Let's say you're in a situation where you feel stressed out or maybe type something is happening. Instead of diving into the emotion of what's happening, try to detach yourself from the situation and look at the scene and just describe the scene how it is. For example, you had a car accident. Instead of saying like, "Oh my God, I'm a horrible driver. My insurance will they pay?" Is this car hit this car? The woman looked at her baby. She was not attentive. Like, drop all of it and like, oh, life is happening, and it just happened, and I was here. Is there a lesson for me in that? Maybe, but do you have to make it about you? No, you don't. And I can guarantee you that if you start to, every time you have something triggering in your life, instead of starting all these self judgments and stories from the past, just like, I can handle this. It's okay. I know what to do. I know what's best for me. I can speak with clarity. People will understand what I speak about. It will make a tremendous difference in how you feel. So meditation is linked to that. So yeah, great question. People who are not meditating yet, don't wait until you have all these mental health issues and like cortisol through the roof to meditate. No, no, no. Just start right now, right on this call. You can start
Start
just like that.
start where you're at. Yeah. Yeah.
Simple.
I always tell my audience I started with 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes. That's all I can handle.
Hmm.
Because if you're not used to meditation, your mind swirling like monkey mind, it will do
Yeah.
that at first because your brain is no one's taught you how to pause. So if you've never been taught how to pause, then your brain's gonna right. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
crazy at first. So, but every pretty much almost like I've had phases where it's like a couple weeks off or whatever, or vacation, and I just I like to take breaks from my routine like everyone else does. And but since 2017, it's almost a decade until 2026, so 9 years of meditation, I've kept up the 30 minutes a day pretty well. Like I just
Hmm.
did 58 days in a row
Nice.
on the I don't know which app if you use any specific app, Anthony, but I use Oak, and I always
I don't
tell
think
my audience
so.
like the Oak app, OAK, it's free.
Yeah.
It's based in all those other apps charge now, so I just use that one. It's been free, and it tells you how many people are meditating live, and it's
Hmm.
crazy 'cause it's like they can listen into it while I stream, and people are into it. And I always
Nice.
poll. I always do a poll, and I say in the poll, meditate with me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And a lot of more people, I'd say 30 to 40%, uh, that who I poll, they meditate. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's getting better and better each live. So every day that I show up, we're getting a few more people that stay tuned in. And just going back to the chat there, Kid G's been a subscriber for 3 months. That's amazing. Kid G, really appreciate you being here. He was tuning in to my lives earlier today. And then Saucy Salsa said, "Which beach are you on? Which beach that looks lovely? It's behind you there in your wall."
Saucy Sasa, this is a wallpaper, so thank you for the compliment. This is not a real beach. This actually, it's a very interesting small story. So this bedroom here, I'm in my family's house right now, my parents' house, and my sister, when she was a teenager, she had the idea to decorate this room as a beach. So like the other walls are of blend in of beige, sand, and like turquoise color, like blue, beautiful. And this is just like this is a picture, but it actually it's the first time I try it alive now, closer to the screen. It does look a bit more realistic. If I were on the office on the table, it would not look as great. But I have boxes around because of the renovation, so that's why I came closer. And now it looks like I'm in Bahamas, but I'm not. But in my
People
mind,
love
I am.
it.
I am
People love.
always on. But yeah, yeah. So one day we should do
Yeah.
some podcast on a sandy studio.
Absolutely. Yeah, laptop lifestyle pod. And
Yeah.
then another comment, AOK Alex said, "What's the best late night leg workout?" I would have to say kettlebell swings. One of my absolute favorites for leg development and reverse lunges. AOK Alex, if you're still in that, those are my top two. I would say if you're just like want to do a quick 20 to 30 minute leg workout, keep it mega simple. Two exercises. There you go. You'll blow torch your legs with that one. Kettlebell swings, supersetted with reverse lunges. Again, easier on the knees than front lunges. All right. And then welcome, Anastasia Blessed.
Hello, Anastasia.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, host and co-host. Appreciate you being here. Again, we're trying a new format for mindset. We got another 15 minutes in this live. Yeah. Hello, chat. Yeah, I appreciate you being here. Again, this is my podcast guest, Anthony, former podcast guest. This is actually our fourth, fourth in since 2024, fourth podcasts, but we're
It
doing
will
it
be
in a different
consistent.
way, a different
I feel like
format.
we're gonna keep it. I like this
We
format. I
we
think
can
it's
we
really
can
fun
keep
to.
this. We
Yeah.
can we're gonna turn this into like a weekly thing.
Yeah.
I like where it's heading. Like we've been hovering between like with 3 and 5 viewers this whole time,
Yeah.
which has been amazing. Hey Marcus, welcome back to live. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, see, we're getting our repeat viewers in here, Anthony. So that's perfect. So and I already polled the audience, and they love podcasts. So anyone, Anastasia, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And by the way, all of you guys, my friend Anthony, he's got his own YouTube channel. So if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button for Anthony. You can, I think you can hover over his name because again, I invited him into the live. So all of you guys, if you like philosophical philosophy, mindset, psychology, how to improve your psychology, how to improve your mindset. Anthony is all about that. And that's what his style of content is. So if that resonates with you,
Yeah.
hit that subscribe button for Anthony. He's grown his YouTube channel as well, and it'd be much appreciated. Again, if the content resonates with you, right? You'll
Of
be able
course,
to see his
Marcus. Yeah.
content, and
Yeah. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
But I want Anthony to we're gonna use this live to catapult his growth on his YouTube channel because live are getting pushed like hard right now because
Yeah.
people like to be in the moment. They don't want the over edited stuff. They want to feel like they're connected. Marcus, no lunch and meditation today. Marcus, I did a meditation earlier this morning and probably just gonna have like a protein shake when this live's done because we got a couple of more errands to run. But yeah, Anastasia, bless my. What were you said mindset? What's going on? Yeah, let us know in the chat. But yeah, just super happy. Yeah, absolutely. Marcus says he's gonna subscribe to there, Anthony. Yeah,
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
absolutely. Really appreciate
I
it,
will see you there.
you guys, are amazing audience, and again, oh, and another thing you can start doing, Anthony, is I like to poll the audience too. What's his channel? Yeah, what's your handle for your YouTube, Anthony?
It's just my name, Anthony Rivest. So it's a French name, so Rivest. Yeah, it should
Yeah.
be
So
somewhere
at Anthony
here
Ray, right?
at Anthony
Yeah,
Rivest. Yeah.
it should be. Yeah, it's his YouTube handle is at Anthony Ray. And G, you're not a moderator. Marcus is right now. Yeah, but yeah, I can rotate moderators. But I appreciate you guys helping with moderation because we'll be into in-depth conversation, and then all of a sudden troll will come in. We just have to remove them right away. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to your content, going back to your channel. Now that you're starting to experience live streams, do you think this will be something that'll be part of like, your weekly content mix?
Absolutely. And I will be very honest with you guys. So I haven't been creating content in the last few weeks just because I didn't feel like for me to force myself to create something when the soul is not in it. I don't see the point. At some point, I try to like focus more on volume, and you will see I have like I think I have almost like 270 videos on my channel, which is quite a lot. So for the subscribers I have, I'm like oh, I could have more, but beyond numbers and stats, I when I create content, when I share something, and you can see messages going back to a while ago, often I become like I'm in a state of like flow, or I channel something, or it's either a personal story that matters that I want to share. There were some videos that I was not feeling so well, and I had to share it and just say, hey, I don't feel good today. And here's why. But then from that state of vulnerability, guess what happens? Then the wisdom comes true. For example, I'm walking in the forest. I'm like, I feel like crap today. I don't want to talk to anybody. But you know what? Maybe somebody else is feeling like this too. And they will like to see that video like, hey, you're not alone. You can reach out. You can find a friend. And another thing I can share, like the last few days, I have been, so I moved back from Georgia, the country of Georgia, to Quebec City. And it's an 8 hour time difference. And I had the biggest jet lag physically, like since I've been doing these trips a few times already in my life, but this one was harder. And I'm like, I was resisting just resting. I was addicted to like the adrenaline of like having things to do and like the rush of like going places. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna take a few days to chill and take care of myself and come back even stronger. And when you're in this state, you're more open and receptive to create content that is actually meaningful. So, for example, today I was very relaxed. I went for my walk, and when you called me and hey, let's do a live today, I was ready to create today. If you had called me yesterday, I would say no, I cannot do this. I fell asleep at 5 p.m. and then I woke up at like 11. Like it's crazy, like weird sleep patterns. So come back to the present. And I'm like, I can see myself doing this often with you every week and maybe even more than once a week because what we have to share, my friend, it is very important in today's society, how the world is like going right now. People need authenticity. They want raw stuff, unedited. I'm not saying you cannot have shorts, but me speaking like this, I know whatever is meant to be said will be said today. Whoever is on the call, as I said at the beginning of the live, you will hear it how you are meant to receive that. I don't attract people around me who are not ready for this kind of messages, right? So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everybody who is on the live, and I look forward to getting to know you guys a bit more over time, and maybe we can do collabs and like whatever you're going through. Ask questions. Ask whatever you're going through. Ask and trust that the answer is already there. You already know what to do. I will just be the reflection, the mirror for you to remember what deep in your soul you know already. That is how I coach people, how I facilitate transformation actually.
I love it, Anthony. I love it. And like we're gonna be sharing nuggets of wisdom. You got this. You got this W, my man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mark in the chat was just saying, yeah, they really like the content. They really like the format. We're gonna keep this going. We got 6 viewers right now and 5 likes. And again, it's not always about the viewer and the likes. It's about message. Does the message resonate with people that are tuning in, right? Um,
Yeah,
and that's how it all starts, right? You share the message, and you're and my thing is I like to pretend like I'm talking to my best friend. And then it's like that immediate connection, right? That you can get.
yeah,
So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Me and Anthony are going to be going live weekly with these podcast lives. New format, the adding into the content mix for mindset, and new format adding into the mix um, for Anthony as well. So if you also so happy and obliged to hit that subscribe button on Anthony's channel as well. I'm gonna make this a weekly mix. Talk about mindset, psychology, growth, like personal growth, how to tackle challenges, how to navigate setbacks, right? Because we all go through them. And even when I'm having a not so good day, I still post. It just might not be the best quality, right? But I still want to show up. I still want to show up and show you guys that hey, like creators get burnt out too. Doesn't matter what line of work you do, you're gonna have burnout
yeah,
times, or you're gonna have times when you're maybe going too intense and you're doing too much. And I think all have a tendency to maybe overcommit ourselves or add too much to our plate. We actually just need to sometimes remove a few things, and then that help maximize our growth and our opportunity, right? Because we're not feeling so empty on empty fuel. So, but I know Anthony's still recovering from jet lag, so we'll leave it there. That was a perfect amount of stream, 40 minutes. And an argument. Can you say I support genocide? I support Jenna. You good too? Appreciate it, Marcus. Okay, hold on. I'm just getting rid of this psychopath. Yet. No, trying to do in the chat. We in the beach. I don't know what that is either. Removing that. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Appreciate your time today, Anthony. It was a pleasure having you back on the Mindset Podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll make this a weekly thing. Again,
Let's do it faster, bro. Even like
a
week is too long. A week is too long. Make it faster than that. We can do it anytime. Like I will always make time for meaningful conversations with you, so we can see how is the schedule and just like as often as we can, and we feel inspired to do it. I'm open and willing to do it.
Totally. And yeah, we'll leave it there. But really enjoyed our podcast live there, Anthony, and hopefully have an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you so much. You too, my friends. See you soon. See you guys, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Take care. All right, Jeff.